All right, round deuce. We got a, I believe it's a pretty fresh Husqvarna C83 chain on there. Let's see how it cuts with that. I just put fuel in it. Oh my God. Well, she's thirsty. I didn't fill it all the way, but really close. She's drinking some fuel now. Whew. Anyways, running like it should be running now. Well, I mean, I guess technically it was running the way it should be running before. It just had a grabby chain. And I blame it all on that lightweight magnesium piston. That magnesium piston is really great for quick revs and high revs as well. But it's not great because it stops at the first roadblock. Boop! And you know, am I going to love the saw now? I don't know. It's going to take I'm going to have to actually go out and work it. You know, you can't tell nothing from cutting cookies. Not really, you know. So I'm going to have to actually use it. And so we're all set up now. I will use it and see what we come up with. But one thing I do know is, oh damn, it's thirsty now. And it's definitely fast. Boy, it got right through there quick, didn't it? Man. So I'll compare it to whatever I've got in this here log with a decent chain on it and see how it does. But yeah, I mean, it's a screamer. Wow, it's a screamer. However, it muzzles up pretty quick. For folks that are running these things with a 28-inch bar, yeah, go for it. If it works for you, go for it. But you're watching my channel, you want to know what I think about this stuff, right? I don't think a 28-inch bar belongs on here. I don't. Not unless you're doing the 28-inch bar or 32-inch bar thing so that you don't have to bend over. I feel like it doesn't have the ass to pull it. Because whenever I hook up a 28-inch bar, there's really only one thing I'm hitting, and that's great big wood. Bigger than this. If I've got to cut this, yeah, I'll run a 28-inch bar in this. But I mean, I cut this with a 24-inch bar. I'm different. I am not like you West Coast guys and think that, you know, I'm going to run a 32-inch bar on everything that I'm cutting. No, I match the bar to what I'm cutting. And yeah, this right here, I wouldn't hesitate to grab a 28-inch bar for this. But, you know, I just don't feel like this saw, even ported, with a 28-inch bar in, say, you know, 24, 26 inches of oak, or anything for that matter, I don't think it has any place. This is a speedy saw. This is fast, lightweight, high speed, high strung saw. And these things can be great, but unless you're running a skip tooth chain or you're running your rakers real high, it just doesn't work for me, okay? That's enough said, I guess, on that. But time will tell if I come to love this saw. I don't know. It's a different beast than what I'm used to. These things are very different, I think. I mean, high horsepower, low torque is what it is. Works great for Honda Civics. You know, does it work so great in the chainsaw world? I'm on the fence. I'm undecided about that. I'm undecided. So we'll see further testing. Ethan, you did a good job, man, and it's running twice as good as it ever did before. I mean, this thing's got significant power gains over what it was before, and so I'm excited to get to know it a little bit more and use it and actually form a legit opinion about it. It's too early for me to go spouting off saying how I truly feel about it and stuff. I feel like this is the combo that I'll keep on it. Maybe I'll go back down to a 20-inch bar, you know, I don't know. But I definitely don't think that it's a big bar saw. Not for me and my likes. And I didn't want it to be. I told him, I was like, oh, you know, he asked me how I wanted it built, and I said a hot work saw. That's it. You know, I'll probably run a 20 or 24-inch bar on it. I'll never go above that. And so that's what we got. It's pulling that just fine. We're good. And I'm going inside, going to edit some videos and get warmed up. Okay, that was nifty to see that up against Hellboy, the Shindawa 757. So I know that they're different chains. The wood, it's not one right after the other. It could be a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. The bigger thing is that it's different chains. Although I feel like both of those chains would cut pretty close. But yeah, the 67cc Stihl MS400 ported is really close to cut speeds of the Shindawa 757, and that thing is fast. I'm willing to say I believe that it is the fastest saw that I currently own. Maybe not, but anyways, doesn't matter. The point is the MS400 is really strong whenever it's in its power band. But now the difference between those two saws, the 757 and the 400, they're a world apart. That 400, it is quite peaky. I haven't ran it much. This is the second video I've put out on it. Every cut that I've made with it, you have seen on video. So it's not much at all. But what I can tell you from having ran it this little bit is it is very peaky. You have to be practiced at keeping it in its zone. And if you have a grabby chain on it, it drops out of that power band and it wants to fall flat on its face. Whereas that 757, I could run that at quarter throttle all day long and just boo, 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 boo. Or I could wide open and just blast through. So worlds apart as far as actual runability and usability. As well as that 757 is kind of portly and big. It's a 73cc saw, I believe, 73.5, something like that. So it's a big saw, or bigger. The Stihl is a really lightweight saw, and so again, just really trying to find out where that MS400 fits in. It's always been kind of an oddball to me. Don't take that the wrong way. I like it, but I just am trying to find its sweet spot and what it's good at. And I can't find it. I can't find it. There's no race class for it because it's too big for a 4-cube race class, and it's definitely too small for a 5-cube race class. So doesn't fit in there. It's too big for a limbing saw, a 550 XP. I would rather pack it around, no doubts. And it's too small for a felling saw. What is it? And then whenever you port it, it's got tons of power, but it's peaky as a motherfucker. So I mean, this is legit. I want to love that saw. And I'm going to run it some more. I'm going to work it. I've got a big hunk of lumber out there, tree, big white oak that I have to cut up. And I will definitely be utilizing the 400 for the bulk of that, I believe. But I feel pretty certain I know what's going to happen. And I will go at this with a complete and total open mind. I will, because I want to love that saw, the 400. I want to love it. Ethan did a bang-up job porting it. It runs excellent, and it's really powerful. But it's a 400, and it has its quirks. And I feel like I'm going to use it, and use it, and use it, and then finally just put it down and pick up a 590. Or something else. I don't know, because it's really specific. It has a target power band, and if you're not in that target power band, then you're off of the power. And if you are in that target power band, you have heaps and heaps of power. So it's kind of like running a saw, or running a car on nitrous. It's like let's say a 4-cylinder. Actually, yeah, let's say a 4-cylinder with a big turbo. You want to drive it around, and you're in this crazy lag of no power, but then whenever the power finally kicks in, it's like, whoa, and it's overwhelming, and you got a shitload of it. And so then you're like, let off the throttle, and then you're like, nothing. And that's kind of what this ported 400 is like. I mean, it's got power. I feel pretty certain it's got over 8 horsepower, so that's a lot of power in a little lightweight saw, which would honestly be fine. I could find use for that if it carried that power for 6,000 RPMs. I don't think it does. So I think it's probably really peaky, and you've got this small window of using it. But it's going to take more use. I'm going to go out there and work with it probably this coming weekend and cut up a big tree that I'm turning into firewood, and I'll report back then. But until then, what it is a real screamer of a saw. But you need to run a sharp chain on it, or else it'll fall flat on its face whenever it bogs. And that's kind of a thing with a Peaky saw. So is that something that we want to actually use and work with on a daily basis? It's up to you.